Hey, what's good, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q, and today we pulling out the old Weber Kettle, pulling together some old country style ribs. You know it's gonna be good. Let's get right to it. And cut the music. We back at it. We got these country style ribs here laid out. I actually grabbed these a while back, caught them at a great sale. I mean, less than $20. Couldn't beat it. Nice and meaty. See, it got me a nice thick one here. Nice and meaty. You know, you got some great marbling and you get some good flavor out of these things, but you do got to render quite a bit of fat. You got some connective tissue all throughout there, along with some of this thickness, but overall, this is going to be some good eating here at the old pit. We got the 70th anniversary Weber Kettle over there coming up the temp. I'm going to show you how we hooked that one up. Today we're going to be doing pretty simple rub. I'm going to be using Kinder's red garlic right here with the crushed jalapeno and garlic in there. I'm going to come nice and heavy with a good coat of that over the top. There go my son. And make sure these get to hang out a little bit to start absorbing some of that in. Later on, we're going to be putting together a nice little sweet glaze that's going to go over the top. I think it should come together good. You stick with me. Let me show you how we're going to set up this fire. So we're getting over here to this charcoal chimney. These coals is ready to go. I only got about 8 of them in here that I got pretty red hot. And as you can see, I'm just using one basket. I got a pretty nice sized chunk of or a piece of a chunk that I have. You know, I got some huge chunks over there of some cherry wood, along with some unlit coals more or less around it. We're just gonna pour this little bit in here. There we go. And now I'm just gonna let this thing kind of, you know, go ahead and start to connect, come on up to temp, get my grates kind of cleaned off, and then we'll be ready to start cooking. Alright, so we've been chilling for a good 20 minutes or so. Got some breakfast in my life. This Kinder's is already on, so it's been chilling in this country style ribs. You can see they kind of got a chance to kind of sweat out here a little bit and to start to really absorb into that rub. I just checked on the old fire. We was looking pretty good. We had dialed in at about 275-ish, almost 300. We blowing smooth and easy, as you can see. A little bit of that cherry chunk over there starting to go. Got my grates and everything cleaned off. Let's get some of this meat on. There we go. A lot of meat on this baby. We'll definitely have to come in here and get them a rotation. This one side is definitely closer to where we're getting the smoke from, but we're gonna put the vent side right over here so we can pull some of that smoke right across this meat. I'm gonna let these hang out. I will check on them in about 30-45 minutes, maybe throw in a couple extra coals. Alright, I have not brought you in here a whole lot. I'm almost at 2 hours though. Been smoking along so smooth and so clean. Threw a couple charcoal briquettes in along the way. You can see we still at about a good 260-ish, but let's open this up. Got some decent looking color. I haven't moved them from their initial resting points when we started off. You can start to see some of that redness coming in here. I'm definitely gonna have to add in some more pieces of some charcoal briquettes, along with a little bit more of that cherry wood. But that cherry wood's got that beautiful looking color you starting to see shining through. I'm gonna flip these over, move them around a little bit so we can get some even cooking, add some more heat. We're gonna keep this thing going, and we'll do a temperature check later on. Got us a little bit of fresh briquettes down in there, kind of scooted everything down to my left side, along with a little bit more of that cherry wood. Moved everything around. Look at that color we got going on. Only thing I do want to do, just to make sure we stay nice and pretty, I'm giving them a light spritzing. Now you can really start to see that color come on up out of there. I'm using nothing crazy, man. My go-to 50-50 apple cider vinegar and water. I just want to keep these babies moist. We still got plenty of time left on this cook, but we're gonna let them get a little bit more of this smoke, and then soon we'll be in there to package them up and get them all rendered down. Alright, we are about 3 hours in. I need to throw some more coals in here as my fire has died down. I need to make a quick run. These are starting to look good and I'm appreciating this color. We're gonna get a quick temp check on here. Okay, I just took a quick temperature check. These babies sitting at about 135-ish, man. Check out the smoke that you can tell has rendered into these babies. These are beautifully red. They're ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna take these to about 165-ish before we're gonna cover them up and let them go all the way up to 200. So we still got about another good 30 degrees to go. I'm gonna let this thing keep rolling and I'll bring you back. We got this thing kicked up in that temp. As you can see, it's at 400. Now keep in mind, this 400 is on this side of the grill because this thing is poking directly out, and this is going to be at the top level. So that doesn't necessarily mean that's what your meat is getting, right? But here we are. You can see my color starting to look beautiful. I'm starting to get a nice little bit of that char look. They starting to fatten up, a little busting, looking even more red. You know there's no filters, right? This is just regular look on this meat right here. That cherry does wonders. Always gives it that beautiful red looking color that you can see as clearly as imparted in here. I am about to get another temperature look real quick before I probably give them a flip. It's probably about time for me to go ahead and throw these things in and kind of braise them down. Alright, so I got me a quick little temperature check. These babies is fluctuating from around 155-ish in the middle to I did see some 164s. I could easily wrap right now, but I really am loving what I'm getting. I'm about to spritz, we about to flip, and I want to stay out here just a little bit longer. And then I'm in no rush tonight. We're gonna make these taste the way they're supposed to. All right, flipped them over. Quick little spray down with the apple cider vinegar and water mixture. I'm gonna let these hang out about 15 more minutes. Hey team, I want to jump in here real quick and let you know, thanks for following along on today's cook. If you're new to the channel, go to the bottom right corner, make sure you subscribe, check out any other videos you've missed. And if you haven't done it already, find me on Facebook, IG, and TikTok. All right, so while that's rolling along, we're anticipating that being done soon. Going to my base here, a little Sweet Baby Ray's, nothing crazy. Get a little barbecue sauce down in there. We can lose any kind of moisture you want down here. I'm adding in a little bit of apple juice that I'm gonna kind of cut that with. And this will be what we're gonna braise in here in just a minute. Let me grab them tongs and we'll mix that up. And this is what that ended up looking like as you kind of mixed it up. So that did mix in pretty well. I'm gonna add just a little more apple juice and we should be good to go. And the only reason I wanted a little more apple juice is I don't want this to all get super sticky too early. I can get that happening a little bit later. I want to be able to get a little bit more of a liquidy texture so I can get a nice little bit of braising going on. And then we can start to get that barbecue sauce flavor in there along with that heat that should already be there. And we're going to kind of finish these babies out. That's perfect right there. A lot more watery as you can kind of see. And still got that nice reddish color. Gonna have plenty of flavor left in there. Let's grab them ribs. All right, let's grab these babies off here. Believe it or not, it's been about 4.5 hours. These been cooking low and slow. Nice and beautiful looking. They is definitely ready to come off here. They done got some of this good smoke in there from that cherry wood, but also from them charcoal briquettes, I mean. These babies is ready to rock. They smell phenomenal. Let me slide these over into that mixture. All right, so I got these babies in here. Man, look at that. Just a little basin of that color. They starting off like that. We're just gonna give them a rotation over here. See how I look left-handed. And make sure we get them sides. And then they're gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna line up all of these babies right here. Inside of here. Might be a little tight, but they should be good. And we'll get them all wrapped up. All right. We got these babies all up in here, as you can see. A little glazed up, piped up. These are gonna be wrapped up real tight. One of them couldn't make it, but I got a good idea for him. We're gonna chop him up a little bit and get a little pitmaster privilege going on. But we'll wrap these ones up with aluminum foil. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that charcoal over here, and then we'll keep this thing going and braise these down. I want to get them to a place to the point where they're like pretty much pull apart tender. Get the rest of this connective tissue and this fat broke down, so around 200 degrees should do it. I'll see you back here in a little bit. All right, we wrapped up. I'm gonna leave him out here just for a little bit longer, let him just kind of get that open season. We threw us a couple more in there that's kind of catching now. I'll see this thing back here in the next 45 minutes or so. It's been a good 45 minutes later. Let me tell you, that sacrificial lamb, as you can see, did not last. Flavor for days, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little temperature check. At worst, we'll flip these babies over. Go. All right, they're looking nice and pretty. Where my thermometer at? Woo. Got a little of that garlic in the back. Taste a little bit of that sauce, man. That tastes great, by the way. Flip these babies over. They're not quite there. I still got another 20 degrees or so to go. So I'm about to cover them back up and let it keep going. And definitely I'm adding a bunch more charcoal. It's been a good little bit. This was up to around 400. Now keep in mind this is directly over the fire side, so on this indirect side easily it can be another 50-75 degrees lower. So this been cooking low and slow one way or another, but you can see we got us a nice little heated center. These babies is definitely done, especially since the tester that I've already tasted was pretty good. We was just kind of more rendering out some more of that fat. Oh yes, we're gonna bring these up off of here and we're gonna finish them out. So I'll bring you back. While I'm getting these up off of here, all I'm gonna do is get them wet one last time in this little bit of glaze, and then we're gonna get ready to finish these babies out. I got one more, a little bit of seasoning on here. The one that I tasted was fire. The sacrificial lamb was pretty tender already. Definitely had a great taste on there. Nice smooth smoke. It wasn't as hot as I thought it might be, which is cool because I'm about to finish it out and make sure that that finishes off nice and hot. I had thought that I was gonna come over with a whole nother barbecue glaze, but I think this is gonna be pretty good. I'm liking the way I look color wise, knowing I got some in from here, and I just want this last little bit of flavor that I'm gonna get from, hold on, there we go, a little bit of this Killer Hogs hot barbecue rub. Just give me a little bit more kick, not too crazy. I just want to get a nice little dusting over the top. I'll move them around, pardon my reach. You'll check them out here in a second. There we go, all the way around 360 each side. Got a little bit of that hot barbecue rub. That's that Malcolm Reed, the barbecue rub. I'm gonna let these hang out, firm up just for another maybe 10-15 minutes, and it's about ready to get these things done. All right, I am losing daylight, but these have had a moment to set. Check out these beautiful daddies right here. Man, the smell and the aroma coming up off of here is so good. You can see this beautiful redness has set in there. It's got a nice looking glaze. They definitely not dried out. Still could have rendered them down a little bit longer if I wanted to, but I like where they at right now, and it's time to eat. We're gonna finish these babies off a proper way with a little bit of this Texas pepper jelly right here. All sweet, no heat. We're going apple cherry, a little bit of this rib candy. I'm gonna hit a little bit of right over the top and give them a nice, beautiful looking glaze. I need my right hand for this, so give me 1 second, and then we're gonna let them set up. Ooh-wee! Man, that rib candy go on there like syrup. Just a little something, something. I went with a straight pour on. You might lose a little more that way, but it comes out a little pretty. You know, no brush marks and nothing like that. I'm gonna let them hang out right where they at, and then we bringing them in. We well over 6 hours in. Temperatures have been holding on. I mean, you got to keep in mind, you do not need that many coals. I've been pretty much cooking with about 8 coals lit up, more or less. And here we are, over 6 hours later. Been putting beautiful, even smoke on here. And everything is exactly the way I want it to be. Flavor-wise, it should be solid. We're going to find out in just a second. I can smell the smells coming out of here. My taste tester was right. Let's get these babies up off of here, and I think that's going to be the one right there. Yes, you can see that yellowing of that fat. That's what you know is nice and rendered out. This meat, like we said was before, was nice and red. It's got a beautiful little caramelization on there. You see the glisten. This one on the end is going to be the one I'm going to get to try. I'm not going to wait no more time because they done had a chance to kind of relax out there on that grill. Wasn't too hot. So let's cut right into one of these. And there we go. Man, these things are smelling great. You can see the juiciness. Smoke ring in there. Nice and moist. Oh, that's beautiful. Super tender. Literally dripping with moisture. If I was to squeeze this, something would probably come right out of there. I went and grabbed a little bit of that barbecue sauce that we went ahead and cooked in with that apple juice in there. A little bit of the drippings in there as it was cooking along the way. It's got a little bit more of that heat going. Perfect bite. Wow. There we go. That's much better. Now you can actually see what's going on. That bark is on there tight. Deep smoke penetration. Flavor all the way through. Super moist. Tender. Man. Another one down, we got that cook in. Over 6 hours, I was able to get some good smoke on there with those little cherry wood pieces. Really like using that over there on the old Weber. Coming through nice and smooth. That was an easy cook. Basically, this was a nice base layer using this Kinder's red garlic with the jalapeno in there. Enjoyed that rub, but definitely this was the right move by putting this on as a good finishing dust. This hot barbecue rub by old Malcolm Reed, always a winner. And then as far as using that Sweet Baby Ray's, you know, that's an easy go-to, easy base that you can kind of add something to, but you can't go wrong with that country style rib. I mean, smoke was all the way through there. The ring was almost the whole pieces in some areas. Super meaty, especially once you braise that thing down and get rid of the fat. I couldn't be mad. The color that that cherry wood gives on there, and along with that smooth smoke flavor, is like no other. That's another one down. I'm glad y'all came along. Got to check that one out. Shouts out to all my family, my boys over there at Black Smoke Barbecue, you in TV land. You know I appreciate y'all. We're going to catch y'all real soon. Peace.